I think all of us can fall into that why me when we're at our lowest. And so how do we snap back out of that? I don't know if I ever told you this, but I think you're one of the most bulletproof people I know in terms of your mindset. And I know a lot of people that are really, really good, but you are absolutely one of the most bulletproof people that I know. But I also know that everyone has ups and downs. So yeah, I'd like to just talk about how do we get that skill? And then for those who've already along that path, when their mental game falls by the wayside, how do they get back?
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, thank you. And to whatever degree I am bulletproof, it's because I spent a lot of time shattered. Like the bulletproofness came from realizing I was brittle. But to answer your question directly, I think it's really, really important to control what you put in your brain. And you're right. I have ups and downs, and my life is just as crazy as everybody else's life. I literally don't know anybody with an easy life. But I control what I put in my brain, which is part of the reason I wrote this book. Like, I want people to be like, I need to read a book that's going to help my mindset, even on those days when things aren't going and aligning in the proper way. So, like, spend time being grateful, because the number one thing you can do to build that bulletproofness is to spend time being super duper grateful. And to give you like a crazy example, my business got hacked in August of 2023. I had hired a tech company to do some work for me. They got hacked, and all of their clients got exposed. This was a company managing my Facebook ads, and it was awful. Like, I literally almost lost my business, and it set me back about $1 million. Now, one of the things I've always told people is I hear people often wish for a millionaire's lifestyle, but you also have to understand that when you get a millionaire's lifestyle, you get the millionaire's problems. And one day, because I had felt so kicked in the teeth by this problem, and it was pretty significant. Like the hacker took over my Facebook page. We couldn't run any advertising, would shut down so much of our revenue. And it was like that for about 4 months. And I developed this gratitude habit where it's like, I'm going to start every single day just expressing gratitude for the things in my life, because that helps you remember that what life is all about. And I remember in that practice realizing I am incredibly fortunate that I can be in a situation where someone could set me back $1 million. Because I remember when that would have been a problem that I would have laughed at, because I wouldn't have had $1 million. And I remember thinking, it must be a really good sign that I put myself in a position where someone could set me back $1 million. And then I started thinking, what if this person could set me back $1 million and it not stop me? And I started thinking about the day after I bounced back. And that became my obsession with that process. So number one is make sure you give your brain access, make sure you give your brain information or access to information that will keep you totally focused on the stuff that matters. Because to me, that was the stuff that mattered. And I was grateful that even though that was happened, I could still send money to my mother, which is super important to me. And I was so grateful, even though that happened, I could still take walks. And there were things that I was like, this is basic stuff, but stuff that I'm super duper appreciative about. And then the other thing I would say, when you do find yourself slipping, surround yourself with people who believe in you, because questions are so powerful. Not only do you want to master the art of how you talk to yourself via questions, you also want to be able to master how you talk to other people asking questions. And you also want people around you that talk to you in a way that elicits your greatness through their questions. I tell people all the time, every single question has an insult or a compliment buried within it. Let's say Jeff is skiing down a hill. He gets about halfway down the hill and then he falls. If I say to Jeff, why do you fall? The insult in there is, I think you're a skier that falls. And Jeff is not likely to feel good about himself if he's repeatedly asked questions like that. But if I say to Jeff, how do you consistently get down halfway down the hill? There's a compliment in there. And now I say, Jeff, you're a kind of person who can consistently perform the task. So surround yourself with people who talk to you like you're a thriver, like you're an endurer, like you are a strength-based person. And it becomes a very, very valuable thing in your life.
Hey, Launch family, real quick before you go, if PLF has helped you or inspired you, this is your chance to share it and to get paid for it. We're opening the doors for PLF partners and affiliates. And whether you're in marketing, knitting, breathwork, or any other type of niche, if you've got a story and a following, this is your moment. We'll give you everything you need: swipe copy, strategy support, and a world-class launch built to convert. head on over to productlaunchformula.com/affiliate to join our PLF affiliate team. And we'll turn your story into some real momentum.